Dust cloud coming off an old dirt road that leads up here to this little graveyard. 7 lights in a perfect row. Under each light is a police car. Just because you say it doesn't make it true. You can say that I'm guilty, man, I just don't care. You can burn my body black, just don't make me go back to Jackson Square.
Hi, I'm Ellen Stanley, Executive Director of the Minnesota Music Coalition. We are a statewide nonprofit supporting independent musicians of all genres. Thanks to donor support, we're able to present a variety of programs for artists, including business workshops, industry panels, networking opportunities, and performance opportunities.
It's a bunch of artists and people in business who are interested in music coming together to try and create a framework that is helpful to musicians. In addition to that, it's an effort by urban artists and urban musicians to take our wares and our music and bring it out around the state.
One thing that artists have found really useful is the workshops that we've provided for artists as part of the Minnesota Music Summit, which is an annual festival for artists in downtown St. Paul, as well as through our Caravan du Nord, which is a tour through greater Minnesota where we stop in different small towns and present a day of workshops and concerts. And these workshops are presented by industry professionals from the Twin Cities and the region, as well as fellow musicians, so musicians who've been on the road, who've been, where artists can benefit from their experience through touring and booking gigs, and so that musicians throughout the state can gain the professional and creative skills to continue their work in music.
One thing about musicians is that they're, many of them are much more focused on their music work than on their business work, but they always have questions about how can I make my music work for me better. And the Minnesota Music Coalition does a lot to help musicians figure out how to make a career out of their music. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had young musicians come up to me and ask, how do you make it work? How do you have a life in music? It's not easy, and it helps to have a few guideposts along the way, and the Minnesota Music Coalition seeks to plant those guideposts for musicians so that they can figure out how to have a life in the arts.
The MMC is very lucky to have Summit Brewing as a wonderful partner with the programs that we do. Mark Stutrud, the founder and president of Summit, is a huge music fan and has been a longtime supporter of Minnesota music, supporting all different kinds of organizations and programs.
Summit has for a long time done things to support the arts in the Twin Cities. I mean, he's been an interested member of the community, integrating, beer and music, two things that go great together anyway. I mean, musicians have known that for a long time, but I think it's taken a good local brewer to kind of get really interested in the local music scene to try and elevate that on a sea of suds.
One of the biggest contributions that Summit Brewing makes to the Minnesota Music Coalition to ensure that musicians have the tools that they need to succeed in the business is the Backyard Bash. And the Backyard Bash is Summit's annual birthday party. It's a big festival full of great Minnesota bands of all genres and styles of music. Folks come out, enjoy beer and local food, and 50% of those ticket sales go directly to the MMC and help benefit the programs that we put on for artists. So we're very grateful for that.
She says she hears spirits all around the room, and they're telling her things that make her feel scared.
If you're a musician or someone who wants to support Minnesota musicians and you want to find out how you can become involved or participate in our programs, please go to our website, mnmusiccoalition.org.
Here's a sleeping